But this is the first meeting between the two, and it's the first meeting for each to face a Division II team in the ACCC, and we'll talk about that over the course of the game. Let's introduce you to the gentleman who will be on the floor first in this one. And there you have it for Bevill State. Daniel, Shangassi, Stevenson, Good, and Davis. And for Coastal North, it is Blackshear, Purifoy, McIntosh, Whitehurst, and Anderson. Gentlemen meet at midcourt. Looks like McIntosh will tip it off for the Coyotes and Davis for the Bears. And we are ready to get your Tuesday night nightcap underway. Bevill State from up in Jasper, Alabama. And obviously your Coyotes from right here at the house in Monroeville. Opening tip controlled by the Coyotes. Over to Blackshear. Anderson coming out to set the screen. Purifoy working the dribble on the left side. And I've given to Whitehurst, and Whitehurst way out front. Slips, falls, ball winds up in the hands of the Bears. Got a drive and a drop in. And is good for two. And the opening points in this one belonging to Bevill State. Well, I was talking about Division II, and as a matter of fact, at halftime, we talked with Dean Myrick, the commissioner of the ACCC, and that will be part of the conversation. But in the ACCC, you've got two divisions now, Division I, Division II, as McIntosh will tie it up at 2. And this is the first meeting of exclusively Division II teams. Bevill State's been playing, when they play ACCC teams, they've been playing Division I. And Coastal North, when they played ACCC squads, have been playing Division I teams. So this is the first for both to face a Division II team in the conference. And now, because of this division of D1s, D2s, you no longer have a North and South division. You've got a D1 division and a D2 division. Three-pointer, count it. It is good for Shangassi. And that makes it interesting, by the way, because you will have 2 region championships. You'll have a region championship at the end of the year and tournament for the women, for the men in 1, and for the women and the men in D2. Blackshear makes it a 1-point game. And I am trying to remember, I want to think Division II is going to play their championship at Coastal South in Bay Minette. 1 will play at Alabama A&M in Huntsville. Air ball on the Davis 3 try. And an opportunity for the Coyotes to grab their first lead. Over to Purifoy, left side. Over to McIntosh, eventually to Whitehurst. McIntosh in the paint, gets the look, gets the shot, and gets the Coyotes the lead. Briefly got away from Stevenson, able to track it down. Over to Davis, stolen away by Purifoy. And then Shangassi will commit the foul. Non-shooting foul. It'll be brought in from the near sideline. Coastal North 2-2 at home. And Bevill State is winless on the road. Purefoy and Whitehurst playing pass and catch. They get Blackshear in on the game. And he'll back it out to midcourt, resets the offense. Drops in the three from the top of the key. Trying to match with a three. That is Daniels, the miss. And Quinn Brooks checking into the ball game will walk with it. Just about 4 minutes into the game. Whitehurst with it. Over it goes to Blackshear. McIntosh left open for the three, and it will just arch its way down into the bucket. And the Coyotes building a 7-point lead early, prompting a Bear timeout.
You're organized, driven, focused, ready to create the life of luxury in the most beautiful and unique locations, locally and around the world. Discover hospitality management at Coastal Alabama Community College.
I wonder if he knows about a 4th and 31. Got a feeling he does. Got a big college football over the weekend. In the Iron Bowl again. Just pulling off the improbable. Alabama's done it. Auburn's done it. Trying to squeeze a pass through a teeny tiny window. Coyotes will have it, and it'll be dropped in by Purefoy. And we apparently got a foul or some kind of violation prior to the shot. Points didn't count, and the throw-in came from right in front of the Bear bench. There's a kick. Bevill State will maintain possession. Shan Gassi to put it in play from the baseline. And a nice move to the hoop by Brooks. And will stop a miniature Coyote run. Make it a 5-point game. And a foul away from the play committed by Good, Tavon Good. Coyotes to bring it in from the baseline. Purefoy putting it in play, does so to Blackshear. Whitehurst out front with it. Floats into the glass. There is a foul. And that is going to be called on Brooks. The sophomore picking up his first personal. It's got Whitehurst shooting. And reminder, you can watch the game on YouTube, by the way. And if you have got a YouTube app on your smart TV, you can pop it up there on the big screen. Or hey, if you enjoy watching it on the iPad or the iPhone or the PC, have at it. We just are delighted you are watching. Nearly lost out of bounds on the dribble by Blackshear. Able to get it back, brings it top of the key over. It goes to Purifoy. Works it out to midcourt and then hands it over to Whitehurst, who will do the same. From the elbow, a little bit strong. Rebound grabbed by Good. Tossed into the corner, but tossed out of bounds. Something that Brooks couldn't get to. Into the ball game, Abdul Bayai. Going to the sidelines, it is Whitehurst for the Coyotes. Into the corner. Nice toss down low to McIntosh. And looks like Brooks has picked up another foul. That'll be 2 on Brooks. Purifoy the feed to Anderson. Back over to Purifoy into the paint. And the Coyotes building a 9-point lead. That is Dylan Hendricks, the sophomore guard, who is now in. Gives it to Daniels. Davis. Daniels back over to the corner, and stepping out of bounds with it was Hendricks. Here comes Brayshawn Williams into the game for the Coyotes, and Anderson will go to the sidelines. We'll get a timeout at the 13:45 mark with the Coyotes up by 9.
Discover pastry baking at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Hey, you got to take a look at the iPhone during a break, right? Okay, you got to take a look at the iPhone more than just during a break. Do we ever look away from the iPhone anymore? Hey, it's a wealth of information. Can't point a finger at anybody else for stuff I'm doing, huh? I mean, not at this moment, but yeah, spend an awful lot of time looking at that little palm-held computer. Into the corner to Shangassi. It is Daniels who brings it to the elbow outside of Brooks, playing with a couple of personals. Shangassi fades, hits the 8-footer. Bayai going topside to McIntosh, over to Blackshear right side. Purifoy with Hendricks defending. Got to get away from Hendricks, and Bayai comes up with it. Turns around, heads to the other end of the floor, gives to Purifoy. McIntosh driving. Team leading 15 points per contest for McIntosh. And he will head to the stripe after the personal. I mentioned ACCC Commissioner Dean Myrick, our halftime guest. McIntosh, a 56% free throw shooter on a team that's pretty good overall, 69%. One of two goes McIntosh. Picking up the dribble, and it is Daniels. Shengassi weaving through traffic, feeds it over to Hendricks, off the glass, not there, but he does draw the foul, and he'll go to the stripe. Apparently the foul committed prior to the shot. Now they'll bring him to the line. So Hendricks going to the stripe, trying to pick up his first points in the ball game. Averages 2 a game. And he will get both. Bears are into double digits. Bayai looking to the sidelines. Chuck Taylor with instruction. Back over to Bayai from Whitehurst, who is back into the ball game. And that's an Aaron Williams toss down low. Trying to get it to Micah Willis. And Williams will come out of the game. Anderson will check in. Meanwhile, Alistair Dixon in and Hendricks out for the Bears. And Dixon comes out firing, misses from the top of the key. McIntosh getting his first breather of the game. About 8.5 minutes in, he'll go to the sidelines, and Blackshear will check back in. There's a Blackshear 2, no good. And Anderson apparently with the push. Dixon wound up on the hardwood. And Dixon is going to come out of the ball game, and McIntosh's breather on the sidelines will wind up being about 18 basketball seconds. Daniels to Shengassi. From the top of the key, Jason Griffin with the 3 try. It's not there. Whitehurst had it taken away by Daniels from the backside. Shengassi for 3, short on the shot. Bayai gets it. Into the corner, the 3 try from Willis is good. And the Coyotes have doubled up on the Bears. Tipped out of bounds by Whitehurst. Bears' lone victory of the year came against Tennessee Valley Prep. It was their season opener. And they knocked off Tennessee Valley Prep 81-72. Willis misfiring on the 3, rebounded by Jose Gonzalez. Now in the ball game for the Bears. And it's Dixon with a 2 try. Not there. Whitehurst taking it the other way. McIntosh for 3 off the rim. Gonzalez grabbing the board, gives it to Daniels. Shangassi working his way to the paint. Takes it inside, got the bucket, drew the foul. Whitehurst committing the personal and an opportunity for the and 1 for Shangassi. Both teams making changes. Purifoy in. Parker Williams in for the Coyotes. Back into the ball game is Davis. Checking in Brandon Tinsley for the Bears. And now McIntosh leaves. And Brayshawn Williams will come back into the game. The old-fashioned 3. Bringing it down the floor is Williams. In a 7-point game. Screen set by Blackshear to the other side of the floor to Purifoy. And there's a walk. Didn't put on the brakes in time. And Bayeye coming back into the game. Williams will exit for the Coyotes. Tinsley, I think he was trying to get into Gonzalez. He got into Purifoy. And Purifoy's bucket won't count. The foul committed by Davis. Check that. That is going to be Elijah Herron who is checked into the game. Herron committing the foul. And then we'll have Purifoy shooting. Missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Gonzalez to Tinsley, taken away by the Coyotes. Fend to the baseline to Purifoy. Back it goes to Willis. Bayeye into the paint. Willis wants 3. He's got 3. And the Coyotes by double digits again. Trying to match with a 3 on the other end is Shangassi. Bayeye to the other side of the floor to Purifoy. Blackshear out to set the screen. Bayeye with the basketball, and Coyotes one time. Chuck Taylor saying, guys, come on over. We got to talk at the 8:03 mark.
Think you need a 4-year degree to make good money? Think again. Get training in your own backyard. Master electrical and mechanical skills, process controls, hydraulics and pneumatics, and land a job that can take you anywhere. Start your path to a career that pays. Discover electrical and instrumentation technology at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Tipped out of bounds by Gonzalez. Coyotes put it in play. That is Purifoy for three. Into the corner it goes to Gonzalez. Tinsley to Heron, feeds it down low to Davis. Into the paint, Anderson and Davis battling. Anderson picking up his second foul. I think it is safe to say, looking at the conversation going on between Chuck Taylor and the official, that Coach Taylor did not quite agree with the foul call on Anderson. Anderson rebounding the miss. Williams picking up the dribble. Anderson sticks it over to Willis. He wants another three off the rim. Daniels with a rebound. There's a three from Heron. Bears within 6 as we get inside 7. Over to Willis. Willis with the drive, slides through Bear defenders. And there was another foul, and this one apparently going to go against Anderson too. So that will be at least 3 on Anderson. He's going to come out of the ball game. And Jack Bousson checking in. And I don't know that we've got a team-charged timeout, though the teams are talking as if there were a timeout. And I would assume there is one somewhere in here because I don't think the officials would allow the teams to the sideline. And I mean, they don't mind coaches, arguing point, but typically those kind of things don't happen when there's no timeout been called. So I'm going to assume that it was a timeout call. What a job Chuck Taylor has done here, though. In his second year as the head coach of Coastal North. Had him in contention last year as a D1 school, and there's absolutely no reason to believe he won't have them in contention this year as a D2. Got a foul on Purifoy. And I think we're into the bonus, which means somebody's got to shoot a 1-and-1. And then somebody for the Bears is going to be Davis. Misses the front end. Able to save it is good. And there is an offensive. Davis picking up the charge. And it is Coyote basketball with 6:23 to play in the half. Blackshear with a give to Purifoy. Feeds back to Blackshear. Rejected by Tinsley. Fed into the paint. Daniel shifts to make that Davis to the left hand. and hits the 2. Fed down to McIntosh. Shifts to the left side of the rim and drops it in for a pair. And now a technical. And I think that is called on Tinsley. Yep. Well, I'm not sure what was said. I'm assuming it is something that was said that brought on the tech, but I think that Tinsley kind of knew it was coming as soon as the whistle was blown. Blackshear wheeling that one in. And Tinsley the tech, heading to the bench. Blackshear will shoot again. Tinsley, after committing the technical, that got 2 points from Blackshear and expanded the lead to 8, then had to go to the bench and sit down near coach. I'm sure that's the last place you want to sit. Just inside the arc, the long 2, no good. From inside the paint, Stevenson. Over it goes to Blackshear. Thought about the 3. Instead hands it over to Busan. Purifoy into the paint. Off the glass and rim. It is rebounded by Good. From the top of the key, Daniels dropping in the 3-pointer. Cuts that 6-point lead in half. Williams bringing it to the timeline. Then to the charity stripe. Back over it goes to McIntosh. Blackshear open for the 3, short of the shot, and is rebounded by Good. Down the floor to Shengasi. Hands it back to Daniels, wants another 3. Feeds it to Good. Underneath to Davis, lost the handle. McIntosh trying to pull it away. Back to the glass goes Davis. And Blackshear will take it to the other end of the floor. Blackshear stays on the floor when we head to the Bear half. Good. Hands it over to Stevenson, and Stevenson from the elbow. This game is separated by a point. 3:46 left in the half.
Think you need a 4-year degree to make good money? Think again. Get training in your own backyard. Master a skill to land a job fast. And start your path to a career that pays. Discover welding at Coastal Alabama Community College. So what are you waiting for?
And that's how you want to watch a game. Sitting in the stands, playing of some smoked barbecue. Hey, I'm assuming, I don't know that it's smoked barbecue. Could be some leftover turkey from Thanksgiving. But that's how you want to spend time in the stands, watching some great basketball and jumping on a drumstick. Over it goes to Shangasi, directing Stevenson from one side of the floor to the other. There's an offensive, a second one charged to Davis, knocks down Willis. They are working into the opposite end of the floor. Over to Whitehurst, who is checked back into the game. Willis out front. And there is a push. And I think he held up 4 fingers, which the only 4 on the floor is wearing a green jersey. That is good. And it's got Caleb Renfro going to the stripe. Renfro has appeared in 7 games, but looking for his first points of the year. And he's got it. Goes 1 of 2 for the line. Just a little short on the 3-point try from Daniels. Over it goes to Bayeye. Brings it out front, hits the reset button. 14 seconds on the shot clock. 2.5 on the game clock. It is out of bounds off Renfro. Renfro thinking about what he was going to do next before he actually had possession of the basketball. Bears trying to take their first lead. Rebounded by Willis. And then swatted out of bounds by Good. And also apparently got some flesh in the process. So Good charged with a foul. And Willis will go to the stripe. Here comes Zach Lawhorn into the ball game. Lawhorn is a sophomore who averages a couple of points a game, has appeared in 6 contests this year. And this their 7th. Now the game's gotten a little wobbly here late in the first half. An apparent lane violation. Denying Willis an opportunity for a second shot. And there is a travel by Stevenson. Jason Griffin into the game. Stevenson will go out. Coyotes taken to the other end of the floor, trying to expand it beyond the 1-possession game. Over to Willis. Asks for a Williams screen. Back over to Renfro. And off to Bayeye, and he'll go out near midcourt. Into the corner to Whitehurst. Puts up the 3. It's a little bit short. Rebounded by Daniels. Top side, Shangasi had an opportunity for 3. Didn't like what he saw. And it is tipped away from Griffin in the paint, and apparently in the process of tipping it away, a foul is committed. And that is going to be charged to Renfro. Griffin, a 64% free throw shooter. Averages 4 a game. The sophomore trying to make it a 1-point game again, and does. Whitehurst going over to Bayeye. Renfro back into the corner to Whitehurst. That is a long two, but not quite long enough. Bears with a chance to claim the lead. Over goes to Shangasi, brings it into the paint. Finally takes the shot over Williams, and the Bears have got their first lead of the game and comes a half minute away from halftime. Bayeye to Renfro. Into the corner and goes to Willis. Banks it off the glass, the lead back into the hands of the Coyotes. From the elbow, Shangasi with a miss. And that has got us to halftime. And a lead that at times was double digits. Slim at the break, up by 1. The Coyotes lead it here on JockJive. A halftime conversation with Dean Myrick, the commissioner of the ACCC. That starts in 1 minute.
What's up, y'all? Here at Coastal, Alabama. I'm about to go and get this leg day started. Let's get it. We're here again after today. You're... Oh! Hey, let's go, baby. Let's ride. Yes, sir.
Well, it's a conversation with Dean Myrick, the commissioner of the ACCC. Commissioner, how are you?
I'm good, Robert. How are you?
I am doing good. Boy, this is a change year for the ACCC. I mean, a lot of changes going on. You've added programs. You've got multiple divisions. So has it been different for you as a commissioner going into 23-24 as compared to any of the other prior years based on these changes?
It really hasn't. As I think you and I discussed earlier, if you did not know ahead of time that we had Division I and II, you would never know it. The only really way you would know it is if you looked, say, on our website and saw a Division I set of standings, a Division II set of standings, and maybe once we get to postseason. But it's been smooth. It's going to be positive. And I think the biggest positive for us is being shown right now with Wallace State at the National Volleyball Tournament. They're going to sweep their first round match at that national tournament. And no disrespect to them at all. We were just at a disadvantage at the Division I level, whether it was internationals, room and board, so on and so forth. So, that my mindset early on when we were discussing this is regular season and postseason, you're not going to tell a difference until you get to the national tournament. And that's playing out as we know it, right now with volleyball. We saw a little bit of it with cross country the last couple of years at Division II, being able to finish a top 5 in the country versus maybe a top 30 at the Division I level. So that's playing out very, very well right now. And, we're starting to get in the thick of basketball, and, we'll see a little bit of difference there. And, it'll get a little bit busy. We'll have two separate tournaments, a Division II, a Division I. But really, other than that, that's it. We'll have two teams being able to go to postseason, which will give more student athletes and schools and coaches and community the opportunity to experience a national tournament, which is always a good thing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but technically all junior colleges in Alabama could be D2 based on the fact that none provide housing for their athletes, which is what makes you D1 status. Is that correct?
That is correct. In the past, our schools did not have an option of declaring Division II, but we were able to have great discussion with our presidents, outline the positives. To be honest, there really weren't any negatives. Our scholarship structure did not change one bit. So our schools were able to transition very, very easily. Our biggest thing that we had to discuss was how are we going to schedule? Is it going to be a state schedule? Or are we still staying north-south? So on and so forth. So, once we figured all that out, I mean, we're ready to go, and it's going to be a smooth transition for us all.
And I'm assuming it was to the discretion of the schools as to whether they would be D1 or D2?
It's completely up to them. And it's not a division by college. So you may have, we have like all cross country is D2. All of volleyball went D2 by a sport. But, we had a mixture of baseball, softball, and the basketballs. We did not have this happen yet. We initially did, but a school changed their direction on this. But you could even have men's basketball at 1, women at 2, or vice versa. So, it's completely up to their discretion. I kept the schools informed of who was doing what, how many teams we were looking at having, and ultimately it ended up about a 50-50 split of D1 and D2, which is a good mix.
Did you need a certain number of teams participating in each division to make, let's say, the postseason tournaments happen?
Yes and no. We talked about, what we didn't want is to have, and I'm just making up numbers, 15 men's basketball teams at D1 and 3 at D2. I mean, that's kind of going to defeat the purpose of what we were trying to do. But and there were preliminary discussions with our ADs and coaches. It kind of had a good idea of who was going to do what. So no, there was no minimum. Now we will see possibly in women's golf. That's what we are going to have. They created a Division II level in women's golf. So really all of our schools except for one went Division II, one stayed Division I. And, really that Division I school will still compete with us during the regular season. It just depends on where they may go for postseason. But so yes and no, we never really ran into that situation, Robert, to where we had, very little schools. Now, women's basketball, we started off that way because we don't have as many women's teams as men's. But that ended up working itself out.
What about where the postseason tournaments are concerned? I think the last time we spoke, I believe every sport had been decided where they would play their postseason tournament, but was that problematic? And will they always be like on consecutive weeks, or could they be playing simultaneously?
It depends on if our region or conference is a district. In the past, we've been together, so our region was the same as a district. Division I men's and women's basketball stayed the same. So that will be a region or conference /region/district tournament. Division II, they are districted with Florida. So we will have to play a week earlier for our conference tournament, with that winner playing the Florida winner during the time of our Division I tournament. Baseball, it's the same thing. Baseball D2 will be a week earlier, still in Oxford, but a week earlier, and then our winner will play the Florida winner. In softball, we combined the region and district, so Florida will send their top 3 teams. We'll have 5, and we will combine region / district into one tournament. So we'll be crowning our conference tournament champion, as well as the district champion. And they could be different, kind of like we've had in volleyball, as you know.
What determines whether the district and region is included in one event or separated?
That's an NJCAA decision. And I try to get a little bit of information. And, being in this 26 years now, I have a really good idea of what we may be looking at. I knew all along that baseball and softball and basketball would probably go with Florida, just from a numbers, which is fine. That worked out well, and Florida and myself are really good relationships and able to work that out pretty easily. So yeah, that's an NJCAA decision. But I try to let our schools know, hey, if you go here, this is kind of what we're going to be looking at, and if you go D1, this is what we may be looking at. So most of Division II, now volleyball, we were in with Mississippi. Division II, men and women's basketball with Florida. Same with D2, baseball and softball with Florida. Division I baseball, we are in with Region 23, which will be Louisiana. So they will send their top 2 teams to join our top 6 for an 8-team combination region / district tournament. Softball was fortunate enough to still keep their automatic, so that'll just be one tournament. Winner goes to the national tournament. Golf and tennis, they stayed exactly the same, so no changes in that.
Where these district tournaments are concerned that involve other states, is the host determined on a rotating basis, or how will that work year in and year out?
Yes. With Florida, I get with the Florida commissioner, and we talk about, if the numbers are comparable, that's easy, because we're looking at 4 years, so they'll host twice, we'll host twice. Now, as an example, D1 baseball, we've got 3 times as many teams as Louisiana, so over the 4-year period, we will host 3 of those 4 years, to make it proportionate to what we have. So it's basically a negotiating deal with those individuals from those regions. But like I said, those went pretty smooth, and everything worked out for the very best for both, I think.
We are putting this interview on YouTube, but it also airs at halftime of basketball games, which is only 15 minutes. So I've got about 60 seconds, but I definitely want to ask about the addition of teams, especially in basketball, because interestingly, Reed State, from probably one of the smaller communities in Alabama that has a junior college, has had an exciting start to the basketball program. So you've got to be pleased.
It was I was fortunate enough to go to their first game in Evergreen. Get a little Conecuh dog pregame meal there at the gift shop there. So that's always good. But it was a standing room only crowd, great crowd, involved crowd. It was a great game between Reed and Coastal South and Bay Minette. It was just a really good way to kick off the 23-24 season. And, like I said earlier, if that game is any indication of what our season's going to look like, it's going to be a really good year for us. So, we have a lot of teams that have gotten off to a good start, and we'll go down to Coastal North tonight and see them and Indian Hills play. And, for us to get a caliber team like an Indian Hills to come to Alabama, that says a lot too. So we'll be there, cheering on Coach Taylor and Coastal North here tonight. And the women at the Pearl River too.
That's right. Got Pearl River ranked, I think it is 13, taking on Coastal North, and Indian Hills ranked 7, taking on Coastal North tonight. Dean Myra, Commissioner of the ACCC, I feel certain we will talk again. Thanks so much for the conversation.
Sounds good, Robert. Thank you.
About to start my day, but first, coffee. Here with my Coastal crew. Woo! And that's how I end my day at Coastal Alabama Community College.
One-point separation between the Coyotes and Bears on this Tuesday of basketball. Welcome aboard. Good to have you watching wherever you may be watching the game. By the way, you can watch too on YouTube if you'd like to do so. And we encourage that because we're building subscribers and you get to shift it over to the big screen. I mean, you might have your laptop or your PC already hooked into the big screen and not a problem on watching the game that way without YouTube. But if you got YouTube and the YouTube app and you got a smart TV, then you can do it that way as well. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. By the way, I think the word is out. I think we can share this information with you about an ACCC Game of the Week starting on the 13th of January. Let me just leave it at that, because I have not been given the official okay to share the word. I've been given the official okay that it's happening. And you're like, well, man, you've already told us. Well, I haven't given you all the details. There are some key ingredients to the details I haven't shared. So let's just keep it with a teaser. ACCC Game of the Week coming up starting the 13th of January. Second half action. Knotted up quickly after the free throw. And the Bears trying to take the lead. They only had it once in the first half, and that came with 30 seconds to play in the half. Shot missed by Daniels. Out of bounds off the Bears. And the Coyotes with possession. Opening game, a 69-64 Lady Eagle win. We're talking about Pensacola Christian knocking off the Coyotes 69-64 in the first game tonight. Air ball from the corner, McIntosh with the board. He'll go out front to Bayi. And Bayi will hit the reset button with 13 on the shot clock. Missed from just outside of the arc. Daniels with the rebound. Fed over to Good and then fed down low for two from Tinsley. And there is the second Bear lead of the game. Purifoy out of the corner. Bayi giving it to Blackshear. Over it goes to Whitehurst. McIntosh the screen. Whitehurst rattles it in and out. Shinkasi down to Davis. Davis and McIntosh battling. Blackshear had it, lost it. Finally picked up by Tinsley, short on the 2-try. It is rebounded by McIntosh. And he will draw the foul. That'll be committed by Tinsley. So Tinsley picking up the personal. I know he's got at least one other. We don't have access to stats, but I know Tinsley had one other because he was the gentleman that committed the technical in the first half. Purifoy, that's a long 2, not quite long enough. And 2.5 minutes into the half, Coyotes still looking for their first second half points. The good thing for the Coyotes is that the Bears haven't exactly been setting the world on fire in the second half either. They have scored 3. Down it goes to Davis, and you got a blocking foul. That is going to be charged to Blackshear, so the bucket counts. And an opportunity for more for Davis at the stripe. Davis, a 60% free throw shooter. Rebounded by Purifoy. Purifoy, right turn, and then a give over to Bayeye. Blackshear near the elbow. That is short, rebounded by Daniels. Over to Shinkasi. It's a long 2. It's a little wide right from Good. And that scoreless second half for the Coyotes, who stretched into the 3.5-minute mark. Over to Bayeye. Leans in. No good. Over to Whitehurst, and then a foul committed by Shinkasi. Anderson coming into the ball game for the Coyotes. Jason Griffin checking in for the Bears. In play to Bayeye. Over it goes to Anderson, gives to Whitehurst. Drives, misfires. McIntosh got the bucket, got fouled, has a chance for 3. And the dry spell is over. It lasted 3 minutes and 54 seconds. But McIntosh snaps it and has a chance for 3. Turns it into a 1-point game. Daniels into the corner to Griffin. Out to defend McIntosh. Davis off the glass. Able to get around the defense of Anderson. Bayeye to Anderson to Whitehurst. Handed to Purifoy. Back over it goes to Whitehurst. Shot clock into single digits. Fan to McIntosh. He knows the clock's running out. Couldn't get a good look. It is rebounded by Griffin. Stolen away by Bayeye. Purifoy with a miss, but he got fouled and has a chance at the line. So Purifoy going to the stripe, shooting 2, an opportunity to make it a 1-point game again. Purifoy shooting 51%, averaging 6 points a game. Most points by a Coyote team in a game this year, 85. 81 is the highest Bear output. And similar to on the other side of things. Most points allowed, Bears have allowed 92. Most points in a single game by the Coyotes, 91. Quinn Brooks into the game. Daniels sending it out front to Gonzalez. Gonzalez with a miss. And an opportunity for the Coyotes to reclaim the lead. Bayeye, top of the key. Trying to fire a rocket down to McIntosh. Hit all kinds of green jerseyed hands, but McIntosh eventually got to it and able to knock it off Griffin out of bounds. So that was just McIntosh effort that keeps the ball in the hands of the Coyotes. In play to Whitehurst. Feeds it over to Bayeye. He'll lean in, try to bank it. Loose ball. McIntosh gets it. Did he get the shot off? He did, and there was a foul to boot. So the bucket counts, and there was a shot to the head of McIntosh. And he'll have a chance at 3. Griffin coming off the floor. Brooks is back in. For the Bears, McIntosh trying to extend the 1-point lead to 2. Gonzalez gets it to Brooks. Shangassi. And the lead back over to the other side of the floor. Bayeye with it out front. Purifoy with a miss, but there is a foul. And if facial expressions are an indication as to who committed it, it's Gonzalez, and it is indeed. And Purifoy will go to the line, hoping to flip that lead back over to the Coyotes. .42 each between a couple of teams that average right at 70, 71 for Coastal North. 68 for Bevill State. Bears trying to snap a 6-game losing streak and go to 2-6. Coyotes hoping to end a 4-game skid and go to 3-5. Bayeye giving it to McIntosh, over to Whitehurst. Into the paint. Loose ball retrieved by Stevenson. Over goes to Daniel, shoots the 3 ball, knocks down the 3. Topside give to McIntosh. Over goes to Whitehurst. Purifoy got the look he wanted, couldn't get it to fall. Loose ball. McIntosh able to grab it. He will back it out and then hand over to Whitehurst. Four-point. Barely, and that is trimmed by 3. Back to a 1-point game. Shenkasi just outside of the paint. Nice feed down low, left wide open. Was Quinn Brooks. Just about halfway through the half. Basketball coming up on Friday, right back here. Spring Hills JV taking on Coastal North. And then on Saturday, ladies basketball, it is Delgado and Coastal South. Swatted away by McIntosh. And a timeout on the floor, I think. Yep, 11:03 to play. Got a full timeout. Let's take the break as well in a 49-46 game.
It's the dreaded appointment. You've put it off long enough. You've run out of excuses. And now you've got to face your fears head on. Fortunately, there's someone there who won't hold your feelings against you. Somebody whose efforts instead will give you your best selfie smile. You'll thank her when it's over. Be somebody. Enroll in the Dental Assisting Program at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Coastal Alabama North, home to the Coyotes. And yeah, I know you still see some Eagles on the scoreboard and on the scores table. I'm sure it's all part of the transition. Eagles, the former name of Coastal Alabama North, which of course used to be Alabama Southern. As a matter of fact, last night I was talking about watching a little YouTube sports. I was watching a 2017 baseball game we did in the state tournament at Ozark, and it was Alabama Southern and Central Alabama. So a lot of things have changed over the span of 6 years. Over it goes to Daniels, giving to Shangasi. Left open for the 3-ball, short on the shot. Blocked by Anderson from the backside as Brooks took it in. Off the glass, Willis can't get it to fall, gets it back. Short on the try. Got it back again, lost it. And stepping out with it was McIntosh. Into the corner to Brooks. Over to Shangasi. In a 1-point game with less than half of the half to go. Over to Brooks. And again, Brooks giving a back door for an easy 2. Out of the corner comes Willis. Makes his way to the glass. The finger roll over Davis for 2. And it's a 1-point game again. Top side to Brooks. Over it goes to Davis. Daniels left open for 3, and he's deadly when it's uncontested. And it's thrown away. Pass intended for Willis. Eight minutes, 36 seconds left to play in a 54-50 contest. Good giving into Shangasi. And that is tipped out of bounds. Actually kicked, not tipped. And it'll be put in play from the far sidelines. Still lots of time to go, especially in a 4-point game. Good. Couldn't get it in draw. McIntosh coming down with the rebound, and Good committing the foul. And the Eagles, or the former Eagles, I was looking at the scoreboard, the Coyotes, into the bonus for the rest of the game. McIntosh trying to make it a 2-point game. Gets the front end of the 1-and-1. Elijah Heron coming to the scorer's table, getting ready to check in for the Bears. He is in, and Daniels will go. Nope, Daniels will stay. Good will go out. Daniels thought he was coming out, but he stays in. Into the corner to Heron. Back it goes to Daniels. There's another 3 from Daniels. Too strong. Shenkasi able to get the board. Davis. Wow, into the stands. That's why you want to watch the game. That's why I don't want to look at the iPhones too intently. That just went right into the lap of some fans. I mean, it's not like sitting down the foul line of a baseball game and not watching the game. You really want to watch that. These balls don't hurt quite as much, but still can bring a little pain. Over to Shangasi. Wide open in the corner, Daniels. And there's another one of those uncontested threes. Over to Anderson. Willis trying to send it to the glass. Second try no good too, but that second try got a foul mixed in. And Willis will shoot. Trying to make this 5-point lead a little slimmer. Both Willis shots good. It's a one-possession game again. From the corner, Daniels again. And a timeout on the floor at the 6:44 mark. As the Bears have built their biggest lead of the game at 6.
Preparing for surgery is like getting ready for the big game. You arrive early. You get your mind right. You make sure every tool is ready and the team has the right equipment. Your patient may never know your name. They may never realize that somebody cared enough to ensure all the little tasks were done right. But that's okay. You do. Be somebody. Enroll in the Surgical Technology program at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Fans of all ages enjoying Tuesday night basketball here in Monroeville, Alabama. Six-point lead. It belongs to the Bears. Basketball currently in the hands of the Coyotes. Whitehurst. Willis coming out with it. He'll bring it back to the glass. Over to Daniels, back top side to Heron. Heron's got it. Whitehurst defends. Heron drops in the 3 and the lead to 7. Parker Williams in the game, over to McIntosh. Bringing it down low, kicks it to Whitehurst, left open for 3. Short on the shot, it's grabbed by Tinsley. Shengasi into the corner, Daniels. Another 3 ball. And it is now the Bears with a double-digit lead. Coyotes had one in the first half. Bears have one now in half number 2.
You're organized, driven, focused, ready to create the life of luxury in the most beautiful and unique locations, locally and around the world. Discover hospitality management at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Five minutes, 10 seconds to play. Bears with a 10-point lead. Trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. Coyotes got a little skin of their own they're trying to get rid of. And that foot slid out of bounds for Willis. Purifoy coming in, and well, Willis had gone to the sidelines. Purifoy not able to check in because we didn't have a dead ball, a timeout. Willis was ready to check out. Well, now he's going to step up in the defense. He's going to earn the right to stay in the ball game. That's some pretty good ball movement by Shangasi. Got it to Tinsley, and Tinsley with the bucket and then the foul to boot. And Tinsley trying to extend it to a 13-point lead. McIntosh with the rebound. Williams from one side of the floor to the other. Feeds it down low. Great execution. And finished off by the Purifoy 2. Over goes to Shangasi, given to Daniels. Puts up the 2, in and out. Rebounded by Purifoy. Williams off the glass, no good. Wrapped up by Tinsley, taken away by McIntosh. Williams has it. Tinsley blocks it from the backside. Aaron puts it on the floor, left side. Out front it goes to Daniels. The drive by Shangasi and the finger roll for a pair. And a timeout on the floor, asked for by the Coyotes. As that lead stays at 12 in between timeouts. And apparently there was a foul on the way to the bench. Well, it's going to be a technical on the way to the bench. Because on this end of the floor, you've got Daniels at the charity stripe. And I think the indication was on Whitehurst. So your 221s have committed a technical. Tinsley for the Bears and Whitehurst for the Coyotes. It is a heated huddle. Chuck Taylor right there in the middle of things, hoping to draw up a comeback from 14 down.
Discover pastry baking at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Well, I am not sure what the current delay was about. One official conferring with the other. But whatever matter needed sorting out apparently has been. Bayeye back into the ball game, feeds it to Anderson. And Anderson will get fouled by Brooks. Anderson shooting. And with 2:39 to go in the game, down by 13. Coyotes needing everything. Well, another conversation going on at the scores table, and that is why we've put a pause on the Anderson free throws. Well, I think it's all sorted out now, and Anderson will shoot the second of two. Out front it goes to Davis, given to Daniels. Davis making his way to the paint, fires into the corner. Daniels left open. Short on the three try, but it's rebounded by Tinsley. Back to the glass, and he'll get two. Blackshear back into the game too for the Coyotes as we get inside two to play. Purifoy tip from the backside by Daniels. And apparently on the tip, got the elbow. Purifoy shooting two. Got the double bonus in play. It is a 14-point game with 1:50 to play. Fed over to Tinsley, and Tinsley for two more. Bayeye bringing it out front, goes over to Blackshear, hands to Purifoy. And that is tipped away by Tinsley. And Bevill stayed 1:17 away from snapping a 6-game losing streak. Coyotes, a little bump in the road here at the right time of the year, though, to run into a bump. If you're going to have a bump, you want it to be now. And get everything sorted out come region play in January, and Coach Chuck Taylor has proven he'll have all the bugs worked out. Playing two tonight without the services of Chi Evans. Evans with an injured knee, so one of the guys that typically starts, and a guy that averages about 8 points a game, not in the contest. But not taking anything away from Bevill State. They have played well in their first battle against a Division II foe. Davis headed to the stripe. appears as though Anderson is fouled out of the game. Jack Bousson is going to come back in. Had some first half minutes. And he will enter the game with 17 seconds remaining. Dylan Hendricks coming into the ball game for the Bears in just a moment. Hendricks didn't have a lot of first half playing time, not a ton, but we did seem for a stretch there in the first half. He'll come in with 17 seconds remaining. Blackshear off on the 3. And that is out of bounds. And it is off of Willis. So one more trip to the other end of the floor. And we will call it a night here in Monroeville. And that will do it. This one is final. The Bears will go to 2-6 on the year. Coyotes fall to 2-6 as well. In a 78-61 final. Pensacola Christian knocking off the Lady Coyotes. Double State Bears beating the Guy Coyotes. Don't forget, Friday, we're right back here, Spring Hills JV. Saturday, we head to Bay Minette, Delgado, and Coastal Alabama South ladies basketball. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And thanks so much for watching. We'll see you Friday. For all the folks with all the Coastals and for all the folks with JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.